So this is the third video in a series designed to facilitate transferring out of one rig and into another rig. We started just by going through a simple transfer of items using the transfer list. Then we did a little more in depth on talking about assets and assigning assets. And today we're going to do another one on building those transfer lists. So for example, let's say that we're at station 1 and we are going to have to transfer out of truck 41. So you'll remember that if we want to use the transfer list, we just go to transfer lists and we're going to have to select one of the possible options there. And so the two that we might use, one would be a truck transfer list. This is if you're going into a reserve truck, or the more difficult one, let's say that you're in a truck and you're going to have to pare things down into an engine. That would be that transfer list there. And this is the one that is not built out at all. So this is when I'm going to rely on my engineers at Station 1 and Station 6 to build that out. So you would select transfer list, one of the two, and then you would say, okay, what the truck that I'm in right now is 07026, and then whatever rig that you're going to go into, you will select that, and then pick the things that you need to transfer. So I have them divided up into lists of things that are usual to transfer. So hopefully, to just simplify that by clicking on all of those and then going through and saying, well, wait a minute, we're not going to transfer the clipboard. And so that simplifies some of that issue. If you're not transferring your blue bag or your AED, then you don't have to worry about those things. So anyway, that's what this transfer list looks like now, but it needs to be refined quite a bit more. And that would be true whether we're talking about an engine transfer or an ambulance transfer. All this is just more work that still needs to be done building out. So I'm going to show you how to go about doing that. So you see this little line here, and underneath settings, it almost looks like we have a duplicate list of items here. But the truth of the matter is, when we're down into the settings, we're actually focusing on administration functions and things that if you didn't have administration rights, you wouldn't have any access to. And so in order to get to these transfer checklists, you need to go to Vehicle and Stations, and then Manage Checklists. So this is where we will find the transfer checklists that are existing to this point. And so to manage them, we go in and we see that same list that we were looking at before, but now the difference is we can actually edit these. We can build these out. And so let's go back to the truck transfer list. I'm going to view the full the checklist. That's what this is from. And now you see the same items that we were looking at before, but now you have the freedom to do some editing and to actually choose what goes into this and what doesn't. So I am hoping that as engineers, you have a sense of what you will usually need to transfer from your engine or from your truck. And so with that in mind, you can simplify these transfer checklists so that they don't say everything that's on the rig, but they just focus on the items that need to be transferred. So it was my guess, and I'm just going to throw this out to you, that this is a list of things at the top. I just titled that the usual items. But you might look through that and say, hey, one of these isn't a usual item at all. And if so, if it's a less frequent item, you can move it out of that usual item list. Let's say that we very seldom move the clipboard with forms, transfer it. So I might move that from this section here on the usual items, and I might put it in the transfer list that would say cab at that point. And now that clipboard is now at the bottom of the list of where it says cab. And I'll remind you about ordering things. So the order that you see, it might sometimes help to bring some things up to the top of the list and have other things a little bit lower on the bottom of the list. So let's say that for whatever reason that K-12 saw, it was really, really important and you want it to catch your eye, the very first thing that you come to, instead of rig placard, you say, wait a minute, it'd be nice to have K-12 saw listed up there. So you're going to click on the down arrow there, and we are going to reorder the tasks in the group. So now, oops, I clicked on the wrong one. Sorry about that. I clicked on this one, the usual items, but I need to click on an actual item inside there. So now I'm going to reorder that task. And if I go to the bottom of it, there's the K-12 saw. I can grab it just by clicking on it and sliding it up all the way up to the top. And sometimes it doesn't get up there. You might do it a couple times, but it will move its way to the top. And so that's how you can reorder things. You can reorder things just like that when you're working with your checklists, not just in the transfer as well. It's the same function, but I just thought I would show you that again. So by refining these and building these out, I think you can do some things that will save you some frustration, save you some time, if you'll just spend time on the front end saying, all right, these are the things that we are, this is the category I picked, the usual items you'll transfer. You might want to have a different category. You might want to have every one of these be, a location or like a description like EMS supplies. All of that stuff can be tailored to, your engine that you are moving out of and the engine that you're moving into. So I just wanted to show you again that truck transfer list. And just before I stop the video, I want to show you again how to get there. So let's say that you are back to the home screen, station 1. You're going to go to the settings tab, and you're going to select vehicle and station. So you notice that you have the same kind of things on both tops, but right here you're able to do some things in admin that you can't do up there. And then you're going to manage checklists, and then when you do that, you can hit the transfer checklist section. And these, like I say, let's tailor these to meet the needs of the engineers. So I know that I keep placing more and more responsibility on the engineers for the administrative functions of PSTrax, but I believe that is the best way to administrate this. And so if you're having questions or problems, don't hesitate to reach out, and I will do what I can.